What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we're talking House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 2, Queen's Landing, and we'll probably talk a little spoilery about Supergirl that we saw at the theater last week. But before we get into all of that fun, Doug, how's it going, sir?
Well, Keith, let me tell you, I am outstanding. Although it does kind of look like Facebook is being weird again. If you
Oh,
look
the
at
link. It says
the
YouTube.
link that we shared, just showing the YouTube logo because thank you, Facebook. Why not? But other than that,
We'll get you to YouTube, but you got to find the channel.
Right, yeah,
yourself.
you got to figure out the rest on your own. Look at that's like I'm gonna drop off a tablet. You figure it out. Oh, okay.
Thanks.
But another fantastic episode, at least in my opinion. House of the Dragon.
Agreed.
Can't wait to talk about it. But obviously, before we do that, something way more important. Keith, how are you?
Well, Doug, I am tremendous. Couldn't agree more. Another wonderful episode. Change of pace, but still magnificent in its own way. And, on vacation this week, the sun was out. It was hot. Just an all-around pleasant day. But are you ready to talk House of the Dragon?
I am.
Season 3, Episode 2, Queen's Landing. A little bit of spoiler in the title there, I think. But,
A little bit.
This episode does start out. We see Alyn. We see, forget her name, Baela, looking for Corlys at the Battle of the Gullet,
yeah.
at what was left of the Battle of the Gullet. And actually, it starts out, I should say, we see Jace floating on the water. And I don't know about you, was that from the point of view of his dragon?
I was wondering that because I was trying to figure out like why are we seeing an under the water kind of view of his body just kind of floating there, and then we saw another body that looked like, unless I didn't see it right, it looked like a hand was missing or something.
It did. I don't know whose it was,
Yeah.
but
I mean, there were so many dead. It's hard to say, but yeah, I was wondering the same thing if we were seeing like maybe as this dragon is like drowning and dying or whatever.
it was an interesting shot.
I still cannot get over that because I guess the thought had never occurred to me. Can a dragon take off from the water? Like, can they even swim? And I guess our answer is no. No, they cannot.
A lot of animals, if they get wet, a lot of flying animals, if they get wet, cannot fly because water is pretty heavy. So even something as strong as a dragon, I suppose that was tough. And then, we're seeing them searching for his, father. And they finally find him. He's on his dragon, or his brother's on his dragon. He's walking around. His granddaughter is, also helping him look. And eventually they find him. And, it's funny because
I like that it's his white hair is what they're able to catch that. It kind of like glimmers and it's like, oh hey, there he is. It's like they need to make sure that like all of their sailors going forward are Valyrian.
Yes.
So it's like either Targaryens and Valyrians only. That way we can spot you.
Blast anything without it. But it's he said he's like, hey, I will give you my name, and he's basically that means everything to me. That's of course he's highborn.
That's like the second, and eventually it's going to be like one of the 3 times that we hear something like that. In the last episode, we had the one dragon rider who was like, I can't wait until I'm knighted and they give me a castle. I'm not going to give you a castle. I might give you, a title. Title's not going to get me jack shit. I want a castle, roof over my head. And then you hear, you're Corlys's son. What is his name again?
Alyn. Oh, no.
Alyn, right, yeah.
No, Alyn's the one who was in the ship. The one on the dragon is... Oh, I don't know his name.
Well, yeah, the one on the ship is the one that he gave his name to, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Alyn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
So
the one talking
Alyn,
to Ulf or whatever was the other brother who was a dragon
right.
rider.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So Then he says to Ellen, I'll give you my name, and I can't give you anything else. Obviously, the boat that I was going to give you, that's gone. And then when he says that, that means way more to me. The fact that you're going to give me a name, something with more substance, and I think that's becoming kind of a theme. Is that yeah, you can say you're going to do this and you're going to do that, but then like, each person has their own thing that would mean more to them. And as we're going to hear later on from the witch, she wants a castle too. And she even
Not just
says,
any castle.
utters the line, Harrenhal specifically, right? And she's like, yeah, rubies aren't going to satisfy my hunger, and it sounds eerily similar to what we've already heard other people say.
And it really shows that in this world, people are only as loyal as what you can give them.
What you can get, yes, so true.
There are some very loyal people. The Starks, of course, who in these series have always been true to their word and stuff like that. But you see all these side players and people who've had nothing their whole life, and hey, you want me to help? Yeah, what's it gonna get me? But I do like when the Sea Snake says too, if this is winning, I hope I never win again. Because that you just when you saw the battlefield, just so many ships destroyed, so many dead bodies, that was just, I mean, a toll for both sides. Someone may claim victory, but that's not much of a victory.
No, oh man, that was rough. And I'm glad that he uttered that line. I'm really glad that he said that, because it really does say a lot about a lot of battles in warfare, right? Like if you lose enough people, you might have technically won, but at what cost, right?
Yeah. And Brian Mulheron said the link you posted on Facebook is a dead end. Yeah, it was a legitimate thing, but for some reason it gets you to YouTube.
Oh, I see. Facebook cut it off.
Yep.
Okay, I'm fixing it.
Then he said Bilbo Targaryen. Yes, Bilbo Targaryen. That's it.
Bilbo Targaryen, yeah.
But speaking of Targaryens, Bella has to take Jace's body back to Dragonstone. And Rhaenyra is very emotionally distraught over another son's death, especially with what happened last episode where he had the Queen's Guard lock her up so he could go fight at the Battle of the Gullet, not her. He wanted to save her and be, he's 16, he's a man now, he's ready to go, and she is just devastated. And there are, I think a scene like that would be very easily overacted, but man, I think it was executed perfectly. I can't remember the actress's name that plays I always want to call her Rhaenyra, but man, so perfect. Man, I was getting a little emotional.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then of course we have Jane Eyre talking to Sheepstealer's rider. It's Rhaena.
Right, yeah, because she flies there, and she's like, she knows, okay, I done messed up. I need to go somewhere safe. And I was a bit surprised by this scene, because I didn't know how Lady Eyre had found out. I assume she's referring to during this conversation. I assume she's referring to the fact that she knows that Jace is dead. But like, how did she find out that quick? Like, are we dealing with last season of Game of Thrones Ravens?
We might be, but we don't know how long she was out till she's decided I'm going to go back to Aaron to see what I can do, because she even says, she's like, leave my land, and she's like, I'll protect. You want a protection, you want a dragon, Sheepstealer will be yours. And she's basically like, the Vale's a large place and a dragon can go where it wants, but I don't want to see you again.
Yep.
I was like, whoa.
But I mean, she's kind of in between a rock and a hard place, because on one hand, she knows that if she harbors a prince slayer, that the rest of the blacks could come after her. But at the same time, if she doesn't give in to this young lady who clearly cannot control her psychotic dragon, I mean, they might all be fried. So from that. So I mean,
She
She's got to figure out, okay, what's the lesser of two evils here? I guess if I let this untamed dragon roam around and I just claim I don't want to see you, that's the best she can do.
But how would she know? I mean, she may have guessed through body language and how she was acting that she messed up and got the prince killed, you know. But I was like the same thing. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, how does she know details of this battle?
Yeah,
That,
that's what I wanted to know.
oh, his name was Adam. Adam is
Mm, okay.
Alan's brother, who is,
Ah, good.
but I think right now, one of my favorite threads, one of my favorite plot threads right now
Hmm.
in this season is Aegon and Larys. When the Triarchy pirates are like attacking everybody and they're like sneaking off into
Yes.
the woods and stuff. It's like, oh, it's like a
This is like
Laurel and Hardy sketch. It's awesome.
I was gonna say this is sort of like Dunk and Egg, but worse. Somehow more violent. I'm just like watching these two like just fumble to their like eventual end. Like, like, okay, well, there's pirates afoot. Well, what do we do? I don't know. I'm just gonna jump out of the. I love how he just like flies out of the back of the thing and just stabs.
Yeah, he was like,
It's like,
I'm
whoa,
like,
man.
he's dead already. Stop.
Stop!
It's
He's already dead.
it's like he knew he couldn't take out his aggressions on Laris, who he wanted to. So he took it out
Hmm.
on that poor
Hmm.
guard. But man, that was, then they flee out in the woods and, they trying to decide where they'll head next.
Hmm.
And then we see Alicent meeting with Luthor Largent, the commander of the City Watch, and basically say, hey, Rhaenyra might be coming here and I'm going to give the city to her. How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel?
Make you
Hypothetically, if I was to give the city back to Rhaenyra, how would you feel? Don't feel you have to answer now.
pure notional,
Yeah.
hypothetical, just a what if.
And of
What
course,
if I went around and I told all the guards to kind of like not shoot at the dragons? Just, you know, kind of gathering your thoughts on this.
I did love when she was telling, the knights on the, thing like, hey,
Hmm.
Rhaenyra's coming with a couple dragons and do not shoot at them. Let them enter the city and stuff. And Helena's like, we will harm no dragons. I was like, that
Hmm.
is the perfect line. Like they are saying, these magnificent beasts are above us all. And she's probably the only one who feels that way. But it came across like they were like, okay, there's some legitimacy to this.
Right.
And let's let them in, I suppose.
Also, I mean, I look and I assume this is what Alicent was like actually going for. If you shoot at the dragons, she will turn and have them fire on you. You will get, dragon breath to death.
Yeah.
So
You'll get roasted.
for your own safety, maybe don't.
Which is sad because we've seen what a dragon can do to King's Landing.
We saw what it did to Harrenhal too.
Yes. Well, we'll get to the second time here in a minute.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
you know, oh, and then Jasper comes in to confront Alicent about all of this things going on. And then
Why?
in a real smart
Why?
move, thinks raping her is going to help in any way.
Like, seriously, dude, what what was going through his head?
Yeah, I wish I knew. The Maester comes in and thankfully saves
Yeah.
Alicent and, you know, well, we'll talk about the Maester here in a minute because,
Also,
Daemon,
Game of Thrones Reddit is, or Ice and Fire Reddit is pretty upset about this scene. They said it's not in the book at all.
oh,
Yeah. Apparently, from what I was reading on Reddit, again, I have not read the actual book that goes along with this series, so I don't know, all the ins and outs of it. I don't know everything that's going on or like what to compare. So every now and again, when I catch a little bit of information that's straight out of the books, again, I don't know for a fact whether it's true or not. It's just because again, I haven't read the book and I don't want to until I'm done watching the series. But yeah, from what I've read on Reddit, it's that both this scene didn't happen, and also, I guess by this point in the book, Alicent really isn't important and doesn't do anything, which kind of glad. I mean, I'm not happy with this scene, but I am glad that they're giving her something to do rather than
Yeah,
just like, George R. R. Martin. Oh well, I'm done with her now.
yeah. I, I didn't mind that scene at all. I thought it made sense. Someone obviously she's word is getting out that she's giving up the castle to
Yeah.
Rhaenyra, and a lot of people would have some strong feelings about that. And once again, what he was trying to do was show what a creep he was. But
Yeah.
there was probably a lot of others who didn't agree with that decision and would probably have, tried to do other things to her, like end her life. But,
Yes.
Daemon receives word after the Battle of God's Eye, I believe, about Jace's death, and is told basically to return to
Mhm.
Dragonstone. He does, and he's talking to the new, I forget her name, Maylee's.
Melissa or something.
It's like those two
Yeah. I
both
remember
want to.
they knew each other back in like the first and second season. Didn't she was like his spy or something, and then didn't he have her locked up?
Yes, she worked in one of the brothels, and she gave him information, and then he locked her up because something he turned on him or something, and then she got
Hmm.
close to Rhaenyra. But
Yeah, she did. A little too close.
yes, and she's telling him, you know, Aemond is flying for Harrenhal. Everything
Hmm.
else and told me is true. We are going to fly to King's Landing and take it, and we're bringing, Hugh and Ulf, and we're going to take 4 dragons, and we're going to take them all out. We're going to do whatever we need to do.
Hmm.
And they fly there. He tells the 2 demon or dragon seeds, you keep flying around the city until I tell you otherwise.
Oh,
No
oh, I
thoughts.
love when he first got there. The interaction that he had with those two.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God, that was like pure comedy gold. Like what are you doing here? Oh, well, we didn't see anybody show up, so we just left. You can't just do that. You can tell it's like I would imagine that would be what it would be like if a bunch of civilians were working with the armed forces and they were
Yes.
told to do a thing and they're like, "Yeah, I don't feel like doing that."
Well, there was some weird stuff going on in the woods. There was noises and
Fair,
stuff,
yes.
and we think we should have left. No one told you to think. You had orders
Right.
basically. And then when he's telling them, you fly around the city and provide cover. Do not change until you get word from me. There is no
Right.
room for you thinking here.
Like
I
you
was
have to
like,
specifically tell them and like spell it out now. Like, okay, if I am not clear with every letter on what I need them to do, they're gonna fuck off somewhere and talk about seeing a goat person again.
oh my God. I was cracking up when he was saying there were some weird noises and some weird things going on, and some witch showed up and told us to leave.
And just the look on Damon's face, like, am I really having this conversation right now?
Does this peasant not know who I am? That's what Daemon
Right.
was thinking.
So like, this is not the normal interaction that you get between commoners and nobles. What is happening?
Yes. And then, of course, in
Uh,
talking what you were referring to earlier, Aemond reaches Harrenhal on
mhm.
Vagar and just is obliterating
Just
all the
wrecks the
forces.
place. Oh my gosh. I mean, wow. He just dragon fired the hell out of everybody, breaking it. The head is like trying to squeeze through one of the walls, burning everybody. And nobody knows how to stop, drop, and roll. But then again, I guess maybe that wouldn't do any good with dragon fire. But I mean,
They're probably a little
holy.
different than, yeah. Plus, they're in armor, so.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But yeah, he's burning everybody to death. He armies outside the walls, and he gets off his dragon. He's
Hmm.
killing people, and he gets to the room. Very similar when Damon went there last year, but
Hmm.
instead of talking to them, he's challenging them to duels, and he ends up
Yeah.
killing.
He's like killing all these people. He kills the Lord, and even the Lord even tells him, "I am way past my fighting days. I'm just gonna give it to you. You can just have the castle. I'm just holding it. Yeah, I'll swear, loyalty to you now. I mean, it's just gonna the next person that flies into the dragon, I guess I'll do the same thing. But look, I'm not gonna fight you for it. You can just have it. And like, and he clearly he doesn't want this to be easy. He wants to go in and be a warrior and, say that I fought bravely for a castle and I took it from its lord and, whatever.
I battled
Yeah.
Harrenhal's lord and took him down and took
Hmm.
control. And then it's funny because he's must be feeling pretty invincible at this point. And someone
Hmm.
stabs him in the back. And at first, I did not think it got through his armor because he
No,
was
I
just
didn't
kind of
either.
blowing it
And
off.
I couldn't understand at first what had happened. I was watching and I'm like, and I saw like, liquid drip and I'm like, did he just like piss himself? Because when he saw the witch lady, I'm like, did she maybe appear different to him? And then I realized, oh, no, 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 he got stabbed. That's blood. Oh no. I'm like, what the hell happened to him?
And
And then just watching him, like, he's even looking like, what? It's just him. And he's stumbling around. And I'm like, oh no. Now, do you think he's still alive?
yes, I
Okay.
don't think he is going to die from this. He is too, well, with George R. R. Martin, you never know. But I just
Mm-hmm.
have a feeling that they went out of their way to show the witch telling Daemon
Mm-hmm.
she wanted Harrenhal, and he wouldn't give it to her. He basically was saying, "We'll see what we can
Oh.
give you. I'll talk to the queen, but there might be some trinkets coming your way." And now the other side is showing up. I think she's definitely going to heal him and ask him the same question. Hey, I want
Will you
Harrenhal to
give
be
me
mine.
Harrenhal? You owe me your life now.
Yes, because
Your life
they
is in my hands. Give me Harrenhal or else. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's good. I mean, like, for all we know, with her magics, she may be able to even, prevent his dragon from attacking her.
yeah, true. That's very likely. But and then we see that Rhaenyra, Daemon, Hugh, and Ulf land or get to King's Landing.
Oh no,
You know,
before that, we forgot about how he was really the only one who could comfort her by speaking High Valyrian to her.
oh, that's right. Yes, before they
Yeah.
left, she was miserable, and he did. They do
Hmm.
have for
She was
being,
acting like she didn't even want the throne anymore. She's just
yeah,
like, they can have it. I don't care.
and they do have a nice chemistry between them. Not only their characters, but the actors on screen. Like they
Yeah.
were apart all last season, and seeing
Hmm.
them back together again was great because it's so funny. I never liked Matt Smith as an actor until this, and he just is tremendous as Damon.
Very
And
good.
when he's speaking to her, and I forget how he exactly worded it, but basically saying, "Are you going to let these atrocities just pass and not do anything about it? Oh, that's not the way to do it." And she finally gets up and is like, "Okay, we're doing this."
The other things that he said to her, he was basically repeating what he saw when he touched the Godwood tree. He was essentially saying, like, the whole ice and fire thing, it's true. I saw a blonde girl sitting in the desert surrounded by dragons, and
Holding
I
dragon
saw,
eggs, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it's like I see him almost as like her cult leader now. Like just everyone needs to worship Rhaenyra. I will bow at her feet. She is the only one to be queen. The witch in the magic tree told me so.
Yes. Okay, the witch in the magic tree. Sweet, dude.
Cool. All right,
But see,
buddy.
and I want to get back to that in a minute too,
Yeah.
because I wonder about something, because they land, and being the good
Yeah.
husband that Damon is, he's killing all of the soldiers that are standing against them, and they make
Hmm.
their way to the Iron Throne, and
And by the way, I misremembered. I thought that she was skilled with the sword too. And so I was wondering, I'm like, why? It doesn't seem like she's doing a lot of fighting. Like it seems like she's just kind of following along. And if she wants to claim her rightful place as queen and sit on the throne, I'm sorry, but like the path is covered in blood. There's really no way around it, which we kind of see represented later on.
yes, and yeah, I mean, for some reason, I thought the same thing. I was like, I thought she was trained in the sword and everything else.
Yeah, but I guess
But
then I
she
went
was
back and
not.
I rewatched some of it. She spent most of her time laying around reading and
Yeah,
stuff.
with
I kind of
Alicent.
forgot all about that.
So did I. But they finally make it, and a bunch of green knights are blocking their path, and it's 20 against 2 basically. She pulls her sword, but you can tell she's not going to be much help. And that's when the
No.
kings or the
The City Watch.
City Watch, yes, shows up, and he basically
Mm-hmm.
says, I still remember when Daemon was our leader, and he still is. And we
Mm-hmm.
are going to, support them, and you guys better lay down your weapons or basically else. And I was
And
like,
like, there's just like one guy who's around like nobody else can do it. I got it. I'm
yep,
putting my sword down. Yep,
I'm
nope. I'm not fighting the entire City Watch.
I'm not dying today.
Right.
But
And everybody else looking around like, well, shit, my battle buddy did. And it just until they get to the head of the King's Guard. I don't know what is his title. Does he have one?
he does. It's because Jaime Lannister was it. I can't remember what it's called now, but yeah, there is a
I don't
person who's
remember either.
head of the Kingsguard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, oh yeah, he's like honor above everything. I'm never going to lay down my sword. I serve, the throne, and you're a traitor. But yeah, so he's like the only one to actually get arrested from all of this.
it,
Everybody else is like, yep, nope, I'm with you.
well, it was funny when the City Watch came in and basically said, "We remember Daemon and we stand with him." I was like, "Oh man, he's gonna start getting a little full of himself again and start thinking he should sit on the Iron Throne and all that." But then we see, once all this
Yeah.
goes down, and I love too. Did you know when they're down in the dungeons and the guy comes out, he goes, Larys left you a present that way. And I'm like, who could it be? I was like,
Yeah, I had no idea. No idea at all.
and then of course he brings out Otto Hightower. And I was
Mhm.
like, oh, that makes total sense. Okay. And we see, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's,
remember we saw him in a cell, and I don't remember if we had guessed where it was that he was locked up or like why he was locked up or anything like that. I don't remember what we had said. That was like so long ago now.
I do
But then we
believe,
reviewed that.
because I was thinking about that, I do believe it was when Aegon made Kristen Cole the hand and
Hmm.
fired him and put him down there.
Yeah. And I remember he said that he was going to go back to the Hightower lands, and and then we saw just like a real quick glimpse of him at the end of season 2, and he's like in a cell somewhere. And I remember we were wondering back then, like, what happened? How did he get there? What's going on?
And we found out
But
Larys did
yeah,
it. He's playing both sides. Very
now
Peter Baelish-y. He's got
I'm
Aegon.
assuming I'm assuming Alicent had no idea that her dad was there the whole time.
No, there's no way she did. She would not have let that happen to him.
Hmm.
But you see Larys playing both sides, very Peter Baelish-y. He's like,
Oh
hey, Daemon,
yeah.
here's a present for you to show you whose side I'm on. Aegon, we got to get you out of the city because I'm going to save your life because you're the proper king. He's really
Right?
playing both sides and trying to do a good job to empower himself. He probably wants a castle. That seems to
Oh yeah.
be, the theme. But then, and this is when I went back. After I saw this scene, I was like, okay, Daemon is not trying to be king anymore. He says, you have to do it. You need to
Hmm.
cut off his head. You need to make a show. These people are
Yep.
watching. You need to do it now. And she ends up,
And he's
hitting
not
him.
wrong. She did need to take somebody's head.
Yes.
Like she couldn't just walk up to the throne and take a seat. There was nobody would have accepted her like that.
And with Aegon fleeing, already fled the city,
Yeah.
had to be someone.
Hmm.
And Otto was the perfect one. And man, when she
Yeah.
first hit him,
Especially since, well, I mean, he did help orchestrate the putting Alicent's son on the throne. So
yep. And she hits him a little off. And I was like, oh, because he even said,
yeah,
let Daemon do it so it's a clean, strike.
and again, when I heard that, I'm like, so she doesn't really know how to use a sword, and that's what made me finally stop there. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go back. I could have sworn that she had been training with a sword. Like to me, she seemed more like the tomboy type, but no, apparently not.
She probably wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I mean, I assume they probably all figured, Well, it's not like she's going to inherit the throne anyway. She's a woman and he'll eventually have a son.
Yep, very true. But she ends up, cutting off Otto's head.
Hmm.
Daemon beheads uh, Jasper in
Yep.
one swoop. Oh,
Good.
that was.
Oh, did you hear what he was about to say?
I did, but I don't remember now.
So he's like, make sure you tell my lady whatever she hears, and then lop, his head is gone. So I think he was going to try and say whatever she hears is a lie or something, or it's not true. Probably because he already knew. Oh my God, word is gonna go around that I attempted to assault the Dowager Queen. Is that her title, Dowager Queen? I think that's
Yes.
what they.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
It's like
Rhaenyra gets up on the Iron Throne, and
mhm.
Alicent and Helaena are
God,
pulled
why did they
in.
have to bring her in just then? Like the worst possible moment.
I was
Also,
like,
I like how Rhaenyra had to kind of like sit on the throne crooked because she's got her sword on the side, and like, you can tell it's like, how do you sit in a chair when you've got like a long sword strapped here? I know, sit kind of crooked, so you're like, hey, what's up? Ow, poked me. But I love the visual as she's walking up to the throne. I love the fact that they had her walk through Otto's blood. Because again, I think just leaving the boot trail of bloody footprints up to the throne. Oh my gosh, that was perfect. That was perfect. Like, I don't
it,
think they could have done that scene any better.
it was. It showed that the path to that throne is blood and guts, and it was
Hmm.
executed. It was like almost so quiet, and you just hear I was like, oh boy. And I had no idea at that time Alicent was going to come in to see her father
I
beheaded.
didn't either because the last we saw, they were, taken off down the road, cloaks and everything. Everybody knows that if you wear a cloak or a hood or a hat, you look completely different and no one will recognize you.
That's right, the hat and glasses. No one will ever. But yeah, seeing, and she was willing to give up Aegon. But man, I think it's a
Hmm.
different story now that she sees
Not
that
her
her father
father.
was killed. Yeah, that it's going to be interesting to see because she may have control of King's Landing or Queen's Landing right now, but
Hmm.
this fight is far from over because we have Aemon and Harrenhal, we have Aegon in the Riverlands or wherever he's at, running wild, and there's so much, and who knows how many people in the castle are pro Alicent, especially since she's still there. If she would have fled and gotten out of the city like the plan was, nothing going on. But we're going to have people that are probably, very much on Alicent's side and agreeing, if you will, supporting her. So she may be there now, but it's not going to be easy from here on out. She needs to consolidate her power. And it'd be
Oh
interesting to
yeah.
see how it all plays out next week.
Oh man, the thing that I think I'm now most interested about is now that I know that apparently Alicent is not really present much in the book at this, after this point. I'm curious what the showrunners, what the writers are going to do with her now. Now that there really isn't anything in the book to base her actions off of, and I mean the entire thing of her running around and telling everybody, "Hey, put down your arms, let Rhaenyra come through." Again, I guess that also was not in the book, supposedly. So on one hand, like I said, I like that they're giving her something, so they're not just completely writing out her character with no explanation. I am glad that they're doing this, but now they're kind of in this position where she walks in, she sees her beheaded father on the floor, and she'd essentially given Rhaenyra the throne. Yeah, what are they going to do with her next? Like, on one hand, yeah, you've got Rhaenyra. She now needs to figure out how she's going to put together her new council. She's going to have to root out who is actually with her and who isn't. When she was ascending up to the throne, we saw all of these, fancy dressed people. I assume they're nobility that live in and around King's Landing. They're all present there. She's going to have to figure out who of these people are actually loyal to me and who are just, here for lip service.
Yep.
And then on top of that, now she's going to have to figure out, is Alicent going to, you know, be out
St-
to get me too? Do I have
Start
to lock
working
her up?
against me, yeah, behind whispering in people's
Hmm.
ears. She obviously is pretty good at doing things.
Oh
She was
yeah.
able to get Rhaenyra
Hmm.
back in the castle. And even though it's not Rhaenyra's fault that things went awry, and Aegon wasn't there to behead that she had offered. She had to do what she had to do, but neither one is
Yeah.
going to be that understanding of, like, Rhaenyra's probably like, you promised me Aegon here and he's gone. Did you know that? No, I didn't know he was gone when I offered the plan. Whatever. You killed my dad. I had to. And it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully it's done well, because sometimes when we get outside the books, we've had some issues with that. But I'm with you. I'm glad Alicent is continuing to be in this, because she's a huge part of the beginning and a huge part of Rhaenyra growing up, and huge part of them taking the throne from Rhaenyra. So, and all for the prince that was promised.
The prince that was promised. Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we talked about, Aegon is going to be somewhere probably plotting revenge. He'll hear that Rhaenyra is back in the castle, and he'll, we need to get that usurper, and he'll be trying to gather forces. Larys is with him, probably doing a good job of.
Right now they're headed back to go pick up his dragon again, right?
I believe so, yes.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, then it's only a matter of time before he if his dragon is even still able to like fly or do anything. I mean, it was pretty badly wounded in that battle.
And I wonder if he's going
by
to
his own brother.
going to find the Hightower army too.
Right.
That was told to stop.
And, for all we know, then now his mom might be, rethinking her plan there, and now work with her son. Okay, I was wrong. Maybe you should be on the throne. Okay, I'm going to help you out.
I was wrong again. And I need you to come back and take the throne. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to send Rhaenyra to Harrenhal with her dragon, and you come in. I'll let everyone go.
She's going to run around the top of the tower. And, okay, all right. I know that I said, lay down your weapons for Rhaenyra. Okay, change of plan.
And, we
Don't shoot my son.
We may see Alicent, too, just doing her best to protect Helaena. Because...
Oh, yeah.
She wants, she wanted to escape with her, and, hey, protect... You can kill these guys. We, Alicent, or me, Helaena, and the kid, we're going to get out of the city, and you got to, yeah, of course. We'll see how that changes, and maybe she's going to do her best to protect Helaena, who is she's such a nice, person. Very.
She's too good for that world.
Yeah, and I'm scared of what's going to happen to her, because she is such a good character. Yeah. She means well, she loves, and that doesn't, like you said, does not fit well in this universe. So no. I'm worried about her the rest of the season.
Now, with her ability to like see visions and everything, do you think she knows that Daemon was behind her son? Well, I mean, not directly, but indirectly behind her baby getting killed.
That's a good question. They haven't shown that she saw any, visions of it. It may come out next week when they're all in, the Iron Throne room too. She may be saying, I know things, and I know you're behind this, or I know this and I know that, or she may just try to help them. Listen, I have visions. You need to be on the throne, or something. Your heir, your line needs to be on the throne for the prince who was promised and everything else.
Right.
But who knows? I mean, it'll be interesting to see how it is, because, one of the other major players out there, we got Aegon running around. We also have Aemond, who has control of
definitely
Harrenhal.
Not running around.
Not yet. But he also has Criston Cole's army coming to him at Harrenhal, because we saw when he flew over, Criston Cole finally was like, let's march to Harrenhal. Yes.
I'm not depressed anymore.
We have a dragon on our side. Thank God. Let's go. Yeah. I'm going to hide behind that thing the rest. So he's going to have an army too.
You're done with arts and crafts. Yep. Okay, just double checking. We can go fight now.
What about those knights who were raping villagers? We must take their heads now. Finally, you're back. Good God.
Oh, geez. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, Aegon may find Hightower's army. Aemond may have Criston Cole's army, and we may be seeing Rhaenyra have to battle two different armies on two different fronts. And, the biggest dragon still in play right now is Aemon's, and
Yep.
probably the strongest. So, man, I am looking forward. I hope when the witch showed that Daemon and Aemon are going to fight on dragons, I'm like, please give it season 3. I do not want to wait a season. And it was funny because I'm like, oh, here we go. He's flying to Harrenhal. She's going to send Daemon after him. Oh no, he's going to Dragonstone. Oh boy. Okay, we get a parallel of them taking Harrenhal because they're two peas in a pod. But man, I'm looking forward to when that eventually happens because even though Aemon has the biggest dragon, Daemon's is no slouch, and he's got the 2 demon seeds too, or maybe the 3 demon seeds to help him. Because the original plan was to use them as fodder and try to hurt Aemon and the dragon. Because I don't think they really thought that like Adam, Ulf, and what's his name were really going to take out Aemon. A skilled dragon rider for many years on one of the most powerful dragons. They just wanted to slow him down and hurt him, probably. Or best case scenario, kill Aemon.
Yeah.
But I don't think they really thought he could stop him, but I do think they thought they could at least hurt him. 3 dragons against 1 is pretty good odds, no matter how big that dragon is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can surround him and take him out.
And yeah, I do, it's funny because I do think Daemon's loyalty to Rhaenyra is real, and because of what he saw,
Oh my
back
gosh,
in
it's
Harrenhal.
like religiously real.
But his influence is going to grow, I think, in the castle and stuff, and that'll just be more, almost, I think, like you were saying, almost cult based. Like, she is the one who has to be there, and a song of ice and fire and all this stuff, and they'll just be like, "Hey, man, I'm with you."
Right? Like I can just imagine people talking in the halls, and he had these like really crazy intense eyes, but for some reason I was kind of into it. So anyway, I'm going to this meeting later tonight. I don't know if you wanted to come.
Or it may turn some of the people loyal to the blacks against them too.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
It's 2 different sides. I was like, man, Daemon is such a great character because he does his own thing. I mean, at this point, he's super loyal to Rhaenyra, but he's still probably going to hurt her with just how he is. He's violent. He's unpredictable. He's Aemon with 2 eyes, and it'll be. I don't know how this is all going to play out, but I think he will be loyal to her to the end. But I think some of his actions
I think so
may cost her allies.
Because he's just a bit too intense with it.
Yes.
So
you
yes,
see
I
it when
agree.
he's just cutting people down in the castle. It's like, oh man, he's enjoying this way too much. He's having a blast.
Real quick minor tangent time.
Oh yeah.
You referred to the dragon seeds as demon seeds a couple of times.
Oh, they're dragon seeds.
And it had me it reminded me. So I had suggested that if you actually I don't remember if I told you this or not, but if you liked the Overlord anime, you would definitely like that time I reincarnated as a slime.
Oh, I do. Yes, I probably would like that.
And there is a scene where he's informed that he has a demon seed. So when you said that, I'm like, has he already watched? Is that like in his? No, I think he. So I just figured I should, just in case. I wasn't sure if you had started watching it or not.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, coincidence then.
Demon seed must have been from something else I saw, but I can't remember now. Or I just mispronounce things. It's a name. I don't get names right very well, so it's just.
Oh, neither do I. Especially when you've got like Daemon.
And you got multiple Aegons. You got Aegon the second. Rhaenyra's one kid is Aegon the third. It's like, oh my god, I can't. And then obviously Aegon from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. Is he the fifth or the fourth or something?
Exactly.
It's like I can't keep track of all these crazies.
You guys got to pick different names.
Yes. Branch out a little bit for us, please. We could really use the help. But yeah, what else? Got some other notes here. Oops. Oh, and the Vale. I wonder how the Vale is going to respond or be responded to if they find out that the dragon that came in and basically got Jace killed because he was just going wild and attacking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
is actually there. They may not still know who the rider is, because she knew her sister was there, but I don't think her sister ever saw it was her, because they were even talking. Someone has tamed a wild dragon, and we don't know who it is, and they may come to the Vale looking for that dragon, as long as Aemond isn't attacking, or we still got 6 episodes in this season, so there's a lot of time to have things going on. You got Aegon, you got Aemond, you got a wild dragon that Rhaenyra is probably going to think caused her son's death. She'll want to get Sheepstealer brought in or killed or something. And man,
as far as she knows, at least I think as far as she knows, she doesn't have any of her kids left, right?
No, she has the ones with Daemon left. Aegon the Third.
Right. Okay.
Which they sent him off. Remember, what's west of Westeros was telling us last week. In the books, they were kidnapped while they were traveling away from Dragonstone. I can't remember where they were going, but we haven't heard anything of them since. So maybe we'll hear later in the season, hey, they were actually captured on their way, which would just be another blow to Rhaenyra and all of her kids.
Oh, yeah.
It's like so much going on. And then obviously, Harrenhal, I'm like, is going to be the center. I'm thinking the end of this season is Harrenhal is going to be the Daemon versus Aemond battle, and just, we know that the witch is there. We know that, the tree is there, that Daemon got the visions. Is Aemond going to see visions? Is there going to be more sort of like supernatural influence from there when they're all there, and the God's Eye and whatever is going on? I just feel like that is going to be a major player at the end of this season. Well, I shouldn't say a player, a major place with everything going on. A center point, an epicenter of violence.
Oh, I like that, an epicenter, yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see, because I think next week we're going to see Aemond getting the same treatment that Daemon got from the witch.
Oh, there's going to be there's definitely going to be some fallout, yeah.
He's going to crawl out through the fallout.
Yeah, probably. He's definitely going to be doing some crawling, I'd say.
Definitely. Then we got, Kristen Cole heading to that. We got, Luthor, Largent, changing sides here. Is he going to be loyal to Daemon, or is he going to be loyal to Rhaenyra? Is Daemon going to be able to convince him, hey, she's the queen, you better, do it? Or is he going to enjoy that power a little bit and keep that to himself? And then I can't stop thinking, Chris told us last week that basically one of the dragon seeds is going to turn on Rhaenyra.
That's right.
And
I forgot he mentioned that.
I do believe it's Castle Boy Ulf, probably.
I could see that, yeah. The fact that he's basically sitting there, like stewing, and the fact that, like, what am I supposed to do with the title? The title is meaningless. I'm not actually getting anything out of this, and I'm risking my life for these people. She's now sitting on the throne. What happens with me now? It's not like, there's a need for me to fight a war anymore.
These people could care less who I was until they found out I could ride a dragon and help them in this war.
I was nothing until I had the mask.
Oh my God, he's Bane.
He's Bane.
But yeah, I mean, another fantastic episode.
I think so.
I hope it continues. I know George R.R. Martin is not very happy with the showrunners and stuff.
From what I hear, yeah.
But right now, I haven't seen a drop.
And like I said, apparently a lot of the book loyalists aren't super happy either, which I guess that's one of the reasons why I am happy I haven't read the book yet, so I can enjoy the show as it is.
Yeah. And at least, all I can say, there's no way any of those people think this is the same quality that final season of Game of Thrones was.
Oh God, no! It is nowhere near that bad.
It's still so.
You don't have the directors, the writers, and everything. They have not been promised a Star Wars, so
that's right.
They're not like in a hurry.
And we know it's only they're only getting 4 seasons because they'll be able to tell the whole book, so it's all good. But should we
Plus,
rate this episode, sir?
I think we should. Do you want to go first? Or you want me to?
Sure, I will definitely go first.
All right.
Much like last week's, from the moment it started to the moment it ended, I was enthralled. Such good acting, such good writing.
Mm-hmm.
CGI was tremendous. When we saw Daemon's dragon drinking out of that thing, I was like, wow, that looks amazing. They did such a good job. You can tell that they are taking their time and attention to detail. Not getting the season for 2 years, you can see why now, because they're actually, putting the work in and doing a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember her name who plays Rhaenyra, but her scene with Jace's body was a masterclass. So good, so
Oh yeah.
enjoyable. And just seeing all of these different, plot threads and arcs, where they're all going and how they're going to bring them all back in is just, amazing. They are doing a great job. I have no nitpicks on this whole episode. I got done with it, and I was waiting for the trailer for the next week's, and I'm like,
Uh,
man, did you have a nitpick?
no. I'm
Oh,
just saying,
good, good.
uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. And
No,
yeah,
no, I
I think
didn't.
I'm going to give this a 9.2. I think I gave last week's a 9.0, and this is a 9.2. I mean, it was definitely less battles, less things going on, but man, you see the fallout from last week's playing in, and you see it building
Oh yeah.
towards, the next big thing. And I am 100% on board.
I completely agree with you. And the fact that there isn't like battle action, we aren't watching, a whole bunch of like people. Well, I mean, we did see quite a few people at Harrenhal get slaughtered, but I mean, the fact that that doesn't comprise this entire episode, it is mostly just kind of giving us the political developments. And I think that part of, all of these Game of Thrones shows really adds to it. In fact, I weirdly, out of the anime that I watch, I really like there's like a whole genre of like city development or city building based anime where it's like you've got a person who's in charge of a land, he's like a noble or a king or whatever, and now he's in charge of like restructuring it and getting it out of like a failing kingdom or something. And there's like quite a few. There's at least four that I'm aware of that I've watched that is very similar to that. And so I love this kind of stuff in House of the Dragon. I love the fact that, we're actually getting to watch all the machinations going on behind the scenes of all the different houses that are scheming with each other. And they're basically essentially trying to wonder, okay, who's going to be in charge next? Who's going to sit on the throne next? Am I in trouble? Do I need to worry? Like, I think that scene with Lady Arryn was probably I compare the scene with Lady Arryn to the scene at Harrenhal. It's like you've got two different nobles, both acting differently about similar situations, right? So they're both confronted with dragon riding, psychos. You've got on one hand Lady Arryn sitting there thinking like, okay, I've got this, you know, psycho little girl who's somehow kind of tamed a wild dragon, but Derpy over there, who's now like got his head down, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to burn up a bunch of ships. And it's like, also going to like the amazing CG in this episode. I'm just like, I'm watching her beg Lady Arryn, and in the meantime, the dragon is like, looks like he's ready to put his tail between his legs, like, I didn't mean it, I'm sorry, don't yell at me, with a big old underbite. Just like I can't take this damn dragon seriously. It just destroyed an entire like ocean's worth of people and helped kill the prince. And then he's over here like, me, don't yell at me, don't rub my face in it. And so like I love the fact that like Lady Arryn, she's kind of like doesn't know what to do with herself. Like, I don't want you here, but in the same time, I don't want you to burn down my castle. And then you've got Daemon showing up to Harrenhal. Am I getting the right
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, okay. So him showing up to Harrenhal and just going insane and burning out like as he's flying in, frying all these people, and then like, the going in and demanding, I challenge you to a duel and I'm gonna win this castle. And look, man, we're not fighting you. Look, I know that what you've read in storybooks, you think this is how this has to go. It's not even that big of a deal. Oh, well, I've been stabbed. Shit. So yeah, I like watching all of the political machinations that are going on with all of these. I love the character development. I love watching Rhaenyra basically like she was told that she had to inherit the throne, and part of her only wants it, I think, out of spite or because her father promised it to her. And she didn't even when Alicent came to her in the second season in the Septon, and she was like, I think I misunderstood the story of Ice and Fire. Even then, Rhaenyra was like, what? The Ice and Fire? Yeah, that's an old story, whatever. Like she kind of dismissed it. And it's actually Daemon that's, going around and now preaching about it. And he's starting the cult of Rhaenyra, and you need to be on the throne. And after she had lost her son and screamed at his dead body, which, I mean, such a heart-wrenching scene. I damn near had a tear in my own eye, watching her shake her son's dead body and like, what have you done? What have you done? You need to wake up right now. Stop playing this game. And it's like you can just see the heartbreak on her. This mother has like lost everything. And now she's at a point, what do I even want this throne anymore? What has all of this even been for? And so, yeah, another exceptional episode. And like I said, I think the thing that capped it off was actually showing her walk up to the throne, step in that puddle of blood, and then you see the boot prints leading up to it. And I was like, that symbolization, that was so perfect the way that they did that. And then the way she sat on the throne, I thought was just hilarious and realistic. But also, I think, and I think this is a callback to season one. I think the throne might have cut her or poked her
Oh, it's possible, yeah.
because we kind of see her like I wasn't sure if it was because Alicent walked in, but when she sort of shifted herself to see who was coming in, she sort of shifts and recoils like something might have one of the swords might have poked her in the seat, which I think I remember what's her father commenting like, oh, that's not a good omen or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, it makes me wonder, is she going to like stand up? Is she going to like drop a drip of blood? And then you're now going to have other people calling out, oh, the throne has rejected her. Like I'm just the sort of religious fever that is flying around King's Landing. I think it's going to come to head, especially with Daemon going around preaching how she needs to sit on the throne, and then you've got all these other people who are probably a little less. They probably don't care one way or the other. Like I don't care who's sitting there as long as I, continue to collect my gold and I live my life. But yeah, excellent episode, very well done. Didn't even need all the action. It was just there was so much good in there, and yeah, I have to keep singing the praises of it. I'm sorry. It was an easy 9.5 out of 10 for me. Easy 9.5 episode. It was just so darn good. It was good from start to finish. And the the other thing that I forgot to mention that I loved about this, and this kind of ties into the what I thought about the end of the last episode, they used the score and the lack of the score perfect in my opinion. So the way that the last episode ended when he got shot with those arrows and the music just cuts out and you're sitting there just listening to the sound of him floating in the water and the thunk of the arrow. And it's like, "Oh my gosh, that was the perfect way to like accent what just happened." And then in this episode, you're hearing the score sort of get louder and louder as Alicent is walking in, and as we show her come to the realization that's my father's head on the floor, and then we go to Rhaenyra, and then we go to Alicent and Rhaenyra, and then Alicent's like, and then it just cuts to black, and the music cuts out at the same time. I'm like, thank you, you did it. That was
It was
chef's
excellent.
kiss.
And
I couldn't think of a better way to do it.
Thespian Palpatine is in the chat on Twitch. Thank you for joining us.
Oh,
Hi there, TP, Thespian Palpatine. Did you watch this week's episode of House of the Dragon? And if yes, what would you rate it? I gave it a 9.2. Doug gave it a 9.5. And one of the things, I forgot to mention too, the Queen's Guard who locked her in when he was like, take my head or whatever. And she goes, and what would that solve?
right.
That's just
Yep.
another dead body. I was like, oh, wow, very level headed. And, you
Yeah.
know, that was awesome. And Thespian Palpatine says, hi, I seen the episode last night. Do you think this is going to cause their deal to be broken?
Oh,
I
I
think
think
so.
so. Yeah. Definitely. I think one now the fact that Alicent saw that and like I said, the way that this ended with the scenes flashing back to Rhaenyra and to Alicent and Alicent realizing, what had just happened. Yeah, I think she's going to be scheming, and I think that's why they showed us. They made so much effort to show us in this episode how she's going around. She's talking to the Kingsguard. She's talking to the guys on the wall, manning the Scorpions. She is able to move around through the city. In fact, she was able to escape the city to go work out this deal with Rhaenyra to begin with. So it's easy for her to accomplish this stuff.
Much like Daemon has influence in the city, so does
Hmm.
she. And they went out of their way to show that. That's an excellent point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but Thespian Palpatine, what do you think?
Yeah, do you think that's the end of their deal? Because it certainly seems that way, but they
Hmm.
do like to trick us with this show sometimes.
Hmm. Now, for all of you out there that have also watched the episode, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the episode and you're watching our breakdown and review of it, like, don't do that. Go watch the episode first. You don't need you don't need the old guy crew to be telling you all about it before you've seen it. And trust me, when we give it that high of a score, it's worth it to go watch it. But if you have seen the episode, please give us your rating. Get in the comments, whether you're on Twitch or whether you're on YouTube. Get in those comments. Let us know. Rate it on the Doug scale. We do it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 5 being average. So let us know in the comments what you would rate this episode. And do you
And
think it was as good as the previous episode?
and Thespian Palpatine says, well, it is kind of Alicent's father's fault for getting Jace killed because Otto is the one that hired those pirates. But they're not going neither Rhaenyra may see it that way, but Alicent will not. She
No.
still is like, I offered you my son, the king, and you killed my father instead.
Yeah.
And that's not our deal. He didn't deserve this, and you're just mad, and it's probably not going to. They're not going to be hugging and reading together in the Weirwood, like we saw when they were young.
And honestly, I'll be completely upfront about this. I forgot that Otto had anything to do with those.
Yeah, he was putting things in play that really.
Hmm.
I think if Aegon wouldn't have got rid of him for Kristen Cole, they'd be in a better spot at this point.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But all right, like Doug said, if you want to let us know what your oh wait, Thespian Palpatine says, yeah, good point. I actually created a House of the Dragon OC. He's the son of Daemon Targaryen and Rhea Royce.
Original character.
Oh, thank you. I was like, OC.
Mhm.
Thought it was that old show, with what's his name?
Oh no.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I would love to hear more about the son of Daemon Targaryen and Rhea Royce. You should let us know.
Yeah.
But should we talk a little Supergirl?
I suppose it is about that time. Yeah, I guess we could do our now spoiler breakdown finally of Supergirl.
I did see it again,
Okay.
and I liked it a lot better this time than I did the last time.
See,
Not a lot better.
I had
shouldn't
the
say that.
opposite reaction.
You saw it again?
Yeah. And I didn't like it. After we were talking more, and I actually read through the graphic novel, I was like, "Oh no, this is so much worse."
It is nowhere near the graphic novel. That is true. But little things like when Lobo was captured,
Yeah.
he did say,
Hmm.
"Oh, the hunter lays the traps." He got captured on
Yeah.
purpose. Now, did they do a poor job of letting us know that? And yes, they did.
Yes.
And then he obviously had a help in planning with, Ruthie escaping and being a part of it. But still, it just came off as, okay, I see what you did there. It was okay, but it still wasn't executed very well. We still, see Lobo, who we see has the power to take out their entire ship by himself
Yeah.
when he's leaving. So why did he have to get captured? How did how did, oh my God, and I forgot. When I was leaving the theater, I was talking about it with the guys I went with and the guy in front of us, because I was like, man, I still don't get why they made Lobo look like that. It looked like Jason Momoa with some, just
Yes.
white powder on
It's
his
like
face.
really bad, like white face paint, like they did it last minute.
And the guy in front of me goes, Beetlejuice. And I was like, oh my God, he did look like Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you're not wrong there. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know. I think the first Beetlejuice movie, I think the makeup might have been better.
Yeah, it probably was.
But yeah, no, I mean he didn't this is not meant to be a dig at Jason Momoa because I don't know if any of you can tell, I am clearly not in the best shape of my life, but it almost looked like Jason Momoa has lost muscle mass compared to what he looked like as Aquaman, and he kind of looks less like Lobo now. And I don't know if maybe this is just meant to be a one-off character that's only going to show up in Supergirl. We may never see him as Lobo again. There may not even be, you know, I know that there was some rumor swirling around that there's going to be like a Lobo movie or something like that, or a Lobo show. But who knows if that's ever going to happen? And they may have even told Jason Momoa, yeah, no, it's just this is just a little bit part. Everybody wants to see you as Lobo. I looked at it as like when we had what's his name play Mr. Fantastic,
Oh, yeah, John Krasinski.
John Krasinski. We had all the fans that were like, "Oh my God, it's got to be John Krasinski. He's the only one to play Mr. Fantastic. You've got to." And so they stuck him in to the Doctor Strange movie as Mr. Fantastic. Made everybody happy. Oh my gosh, now he's got to keep playing. But they never intended on having him continue to play that role. It was a one-off thing to kind of make the fans happy. And that's kind of the way that I'm looking at this right now. Until I'm proven otherwise, I'm just going to look at it as this is a fan cast. Everybody wanted to see him as Lobo. We stuck him in. We didn't really put a lot of effort into it. Okay, done.
And that was the thing. So much of this film. And I keep thinking, a lot of people are bashing the screenwriter of this. I think this is more to the director. Like he did
Yes. Are you talking about that interview?
no. I'm just
Oh,
talking
okay.
about
Well,
some of the flat performances and the fact that, it seemed like Lobo was just there, like you said, to be Lobo and
hmm
just didn't make a lot of sense. The fact that, this is probably screenwriter unless this wasn't in the original script. How Krem, when there's only two Kryptonians right now in the universe, how he knows kryptonite is their weakness or anything else. Superman hasn't been off Earth, hasn't had all these adventures like he had in the Supergirl World Woman of Tomorrow comic, which he would know more about Kryptonians. So many things just I don't know, just seemed not that great. But I did enjoy
yeah.
some of the fighting scenes better. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And I thought Millie Alcock was great. And I thought, for the most part, the thing that's getting the most crap online is the needle drop in the last fight. When it's
Really?
that slow it's the same song. It's like called the middle or something. It's the same song that the needle drop was in
Right.
Superman, but this is like just a girl solo playing it. People are like just all bent out of shape
Hmm.
over it. Was it the best
I
needle
think that's
drop?
the least worst thing of the movie.
I know. I like watched it again because I heard people complaining about it. I'm like, I didn't notice it the first time, so I was looking out for it when I saw it again. And I'm like,
hmm
this isn't that bad. It actually, I'm like, oh, I don't get people's hate for that. There's so many other things to kind of dislike about this movie that, and I don't want to say, there's other things to be weary about, dislike a little bit. I still think, I gave it a 6 at the theater. I'd probably give it about a 6.2 now because I do think I went in with no expectations because when I went in the first time, they were way up here and I was let down.
hmm
This time with lower expectations, I was able to just sit and enjoy it for what it was, you know?
See, now I did like the complete opposite. So I went in with super high expectations, and then when we did our at the theater review, I was still, I think, I was still in, like I said, I hadn't read the book, um, didn't think much of it. I just thought, well, the parts that made me chuckle were good enough, and I was thinking about this like my whole way home, and I was thinking about it. on Friday, and I'm just like, it didn't make me feel anything. And I didn't know what that meant. And I'm like, is it me? Is this a me issue? Am I like reaching like a point in my life where I can go and watch a movie and I feel nothing? And then I got to thinking more about it. I'm like, no, because there are a lot of like really good dramatic TV shows and they clearly are able to pull my heartstrings. So no, it cannot be me. And so that's why I ended up I was telling my dad about it and he wanted to see it. So we went to go see it on Saturday. And I just went up to MJR. It was fine, not very crowded. I was a little surprised, but yeah, watch it again. And this time, now that I knew more about like what was actually in the graphic novel, and I knew more about like the way that Krem was actually supposed to look like, and all of the atrocities that he did, and how they were supposed to go, and the fact that they didn't explain that one planet, which also the whole thing with the planet with the green kryptonite sun is like an afterthought. It's not even like a big end game thing in the book. And so the fact that they don't even really bother to explain it, they just call it a green sun, not a green kryptonite sun or a false sun or anything like that. There's just so much that they left out or that they changed, and I'm just like, I cannot in good conscience leave this at a 7. I think that's what I rated it originally.
Yeah, I think you
And
did.
I'm like, it's just it doesn't hold up. It doesn't. So I have to drop my rating to back down to a 6. Just because like I know that it could have been so much better. And then I ended up going home and I watched this interview on YouTube with Craig Giuseppe. Is that how you say his name? Or
You're asking the
Craig
wrong guy.
Gillespie? But
Yeah.
anyway, so he's the director of Supergirl, and they were, asking him. So, it used to be called Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, but you ended up dropping that. Was there any reason? Is it because it isn't based on the book? And he says, "Oh, I don't really know whether how close it is to the book." He says, "I very deliberately didn't look at Tom King's book." He didn't read it. He didn't look at it. All he said was they were working off of like the third or fourth version of the script. And that in his opinion, it was a better version of the story. And I'm just like,
How would he
I
know
don't
that
know
if he didn't
who
read
told
the?
you that.
How would he know that if he didn't read the graphic novel?
I think what he was saying I think he was comparing it to like maybe earlier drafts of the script or something.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
only thing that I can figure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just like, I'm I'm sitting here and I'm watching this interview. I'm like, this explains so much. So much of what went wrong is the fact that this man knew nothing about the original story, did not know the characters. And yeah, I cannot wrap my mind around how in the year 2026 we're still letting this kind of stuff happen. Under James Gunn of all people.
Yeah. And that
Like
and
I get that James Gunn famously did not follow the comics for the Guardians. That's fine. That's okay.
but
There
he
was a
knew
lot
the
of kind of
comics.
yes, that's the thing. He knew the comics and he got the spirit of the characters, even if he didn't necessarily follow their exact stories. This guy did not know the comics, and he said deliberately so, which
See, and that's what I hate when they do stuff like that because the same thing when Bryan Singer was directing the first X-Men, he's like, "No comics on set. We're not reading comics. This is my version or whatever." It's like,
yep,
man, you
yep.
can do your own version and still know what the past comics do because you want, like you
Right?
said, to get the spirit of the characters. And this, you're right though, because I was funny because when we first saw it in that final scene, well, not the final scene, I'll call it before the post-credit scene, where she's like, "Oh, come on, Ruthie, well, your aunt, mind if you're gone a couple days? Let's get out." It was supposed to be an emotional scene. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's not good when this big emotional scene at the end of the movie brings nothing out in you. And I
Yeah.
think that's the general consensus for this movie. Did you see how much this movie made this weekend?
No, I didn't.
Like $38 million.
No.
Toy Story in its second weekend
Oh,
almost doubled it.
Keith, that is so bad.
I know.
Oh no.
And it
Is
ended up,
that why I've been seeing all these headlines saying like James Gunn's DC is in trouble?
yes. And
Oh
they're
no.
projecting it could, depending on how it ends up its run, it could lose 100 to 120 million dollars.
Wow.
And first off, I don't
Jeez,
think
oh
it's that
pieces.
bad of a movie that it should be that. But I
No,
thought
no.
of something too, because I still to this day I love the original Captain Marvel movie. I think it's very well done.
Oh yeah, me
But I
too.
think the reason it made $1 billion is because of the post credit scene leading into Avengers Endgame. Like everybody wanted to see that scene,
I
and
heard a
so
lot of people went specifically for that.
and think if James Gunn would have added like a Brainiac Man of Tomorrow post credit scene in there
Hmm.
leading into that, I think it would have done a whole heck of a lot better. And it's sad that, the movie needs a post credit scene to do well, but I think that's part of why I enjoy the fact that it's a shared universe and these things are, integrated is because you get a little glimpse into the next movie possibly, or just some, future plot line possibly in these post
Hmm.
credit scene, or just something funny. I enjoy them. And I think the fact that they didn't have anything leading into the next movie when they're already filming it and probably could have was a mistake.
I think Marvel might have ruined that idea for him
They might have.
because I seem to remember one of the co-hosts of this channel going through a depression-laden um, speech about all of the end credit scenes that led to nothing. And I have to wonder if, like, because we've already heard James Gunn say that, he doesn't want to announce a movie coming out or anything until he knows that they've got more than just an idea. They've got to have some kind of script in place. They've got to have done, at least search for some actors. A couple of things have come out, and I have a feeling that is the people up above him pushing him like, hey, you have got to market this stuff. Like, there's no way we can run this company with you keeping everything hidden. People expect it nowadays. You've got to have this big Marvel style presentation and announce all of your upcoming projects. And he clearly does not want to do that. And I assume that's probably why he's not doing a lot of end credit scenes. Probably because I'm assuming he's thinking, it's not done yet. We don't know for a fact what is actually going to happen next or what we're going to come out with. So maybe he just
See, the
decided
reason
not to.
first off, we have a comment from TYC21. We went to see
All right.
Backrooms over Supergirl. Yeah, you might have made the right decision. Supergirl was a
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
underwhelming. But the thing about James
I want to
Gunn,
see Backrooms too, by the way.
yeah,
Was
so
it
do I.
good? Let me know in the
Yeah,
comments.
let us know. Was it good? Worth the watch?
I want to see that and I
James
want to see
Gunn knows
Obsession.
exactly what's going to happen in Man of Tomorrow because he scripts out and storyboards everything. So the
Hmm.
fact that it's his movie and he does that, he knows. But I think he didn't want to do
So he
it
could
because
have.
I think you're right. He's like, we're not going to do what Marvel does. Everyone we're a shared universe like them, but we're not going to do these
Yeah.
post credit scenes in it. But the fact Supergirl's in it, he knows exactly what's going to happen. He could have teased a little something in it. And I bet now the executives at Paramount that now own Warner Brothers are going to pressure
Hmm.
him to do things like that too. But
Probably they're under threat of, look, you are just as easily replaceable. We can find somebody else who's going to play ball and steer this in the right direction. You had some good ideas. Maybe you can stay on as a director, but
yeah,
yeah.
I hope they get, and I think a lot of this will depend on one, how Lanterns does, in
Mm.
August. If it gets great
Oh,
viewership, they'll be a little happy about it.
maybe.
And Clayface. Clayface's budget was only $40 million. If that ends up
You
being
know,
like,
I think it's going to be the next movie that will determine because it seems like if you remember when Creature Commandos came out, like almost nobody paid it any attention. And even during Peacemaker season 2, the only people who were like actively watching it and talking about it were the other people who were like us that were fans of the first season and were, watching it. But I mean, the average person who watches TV, most people were not watching, just your average television viewer was not watching Peacemaker season 2 when it aired.
no, but I
They
think
might have discovered
Lanterns
it
is
after
on a
the
different
fact.
level. Lanterns is more of a well known superhero in the DC. And
Okay.
so if that does get good ratings, they might be okay. You know what?
I hope.
We're
I
gonna we're
hope.
gonna
I
let
just
your
don't know
vision
if
play out a
Paramount
little bit.
is going to base. I don't know if they're going to care about TV ratings as much as or streaming ratings.
They won't per se, but I'm saying it could be what James Gunn can kind of take to them and say, see, we're getting these ratings,
Oh, I
we're
see what you're
building
saying.
to it. because
Okay.
the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as much as everybody wants to think every movie made $1 billion from the start, was not the case.
No, it didn't.
And they had some movies that were a little underperformed at the box office, more so recently. But I think as
Oh,
long
I
if
thought you were going to say
Clayface,
Hulk or Dark World.
yeah, I think Supergirl is the Thor: The Dark World of the DCU at this point.
Oof.
But Backrooms was okay, worth a watch. Excellent, thank you,
Okay. All right.
thank you TYC21. Appreciate
Excellent.
that.
Yeah, I do definitely want to check that out.
And with a budget of only 40 million, Clayface, if that ends up making a decent amount, it'll help get back some of the losses from Supergirl. So I hope they don't make any rash decisions. Obviously, he's already filming Man of Tomorrow. Clayface has already been filmed and is ready to go. So
I have a prediction about Clayface.
let's hear it.
I think if it is marketed properly, that people who are not superhero movie fans or people who don't really watch that kind of stuff, I think if it's marketed towards fans of horror or thriller movies, I think it's going to get a pretty good turnout.
I hope so.
Like if you don't say from the world of Batman or anything, if you just market it as this is some horror creature and this is what the movie is about, is a guy who had like plastic surgery or makeup gone wrong or something, and like that's his story is becoming a monster. That by itself, just describing it like that, I bet it will do really well. But I think if you only market it to fans of like the Batman universe or superhero movie fans, I don't think it will do as well.
Yeah, you know what? And I think what I'm worried about too, if it doesn't do that great, I like the fact that they are taking chances, doing things a little differently. Not everything doesn't
Yeah.
have to be your, kind of cookie cutter superhero movie. They're doing a horror movie once again, though. But, so we heard so much. This movie got fast tracked because the script was so good and blah, blah. But we
Mhm.
also heard how good the script was for Supergirl.
Yes,
And
we
unless
did.
we find
And
out,
Flash.
yeah, unless we find out that the script was changed while in production, because like I said, James Gunn writes and directs his own things, and everything's storyboarded out. So what you see is what the writer intended. We don't know if what we saw was what the writer intended. We don't know who to blame at this point.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
there's some blame to go around. We just don't know who it should be centered on. And
Well,
hearing
now
that
that
the
I've watched
director,
that, yeah, I was gonna say, now that I've seen that interview with the director, I'm like, oh, a lot of the blame falls on this guy then. For sure. For sure. But also the fact that it clearly went through multiple rewrites and got to this point where they're like, make it badder, make it worse.
let's take this
It's
great 8 issue limited series and
like,
make it
let's
worse.
let's take these beautiful pastel colors, these amazing scenes in this book. Let's take all of this, just the story, and we're gonna just throw it away.
And you're right. You
We're not
said they
doing any of
kind
that.
of
Let's turn the saturation all the way down. Can we get Zack Snyder back in here?
they toned down Krem, who was brutal in the comics,
Yeah,
and
they just kind of made him a one-off villain
yeah,
with
he was
shit in his face.
yeah, who liked to eat in every scene for some reason, whether it was a maggot
Oh
off the
yeah,
floor
yeah, he
or
did.
pie
He kept
or
picking up people's food, like the mush with the grub in the. Oh my God, that was so gross.
that was very gross. Yeah,
Yeah, I. That's right. He was eating everything, and kind of a weird thing. I almost wonder if that was like just a little character trait that he decided while he's on set. Like, I think this guy would do this thing. I also didn't read the comic book.
yes, yeah. We want to give him a little more pizzazz when Krem, the way he was written in the books, would have been much better. And the movie
Yeah,
was
the
only like
fact
an
that he
hour
just
and
looked
48
like a
minutes.
normal dude. Wait, what? Say that again?
The movie was only an hour and 48 minutes.
Oh, I know
They
it.
could have taken some time to add some
They
more
could have.
Krem in there to make him much more menacing than what we got.
We could have had Supergirl visit other worlds too. I mean, the whole hunting Krem down, I think is probably one of the best parts of the book.
Yeah. going to the planets, and and the one she helps that one like little goblin lady bury all the people that
Yeah.
Krem killed. The one infant on the planet that was the only thing left alive after they went there. The giant who she let beat on her until it got out.
Yeah.
I was like, this would have helped build him as a menace and added a little,
Exactly.
feeling to it, but we didn't get that.
Yeah. No, it as a movie, it had a lot of potential, and I still stand on the fact that it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. I have seen much worse movies. I think the reason why I'm talking so down on this is because A, I had much higher expectations, and I know that's my own fault. That's a me thing. But the other fact of the matter is that we had a story. Like, it's right here. It's been there the whole time. Like, we had the story. You could have done that. Like, I mean, I don't understand how you're going to say, this is good, but we can make it worse.
Let's make some changes and tone it down a bit. That'll make it better, right? Heck yeah, Will. Let's do it.
This is gonna do buku bucks at the box office. Oh man. What's that? 30 billion? No, I said million. Oh.
Yikes.
Uh...
But man,
And now
well,
we have to look forward to Wonder Woman and Titans, huh? By the same or
by the same
somewhat the
writer,
same
yes.
team?
We'll get, good segue, Doug, because
Ah,
fellow nerds, are you ready for a little rumor mill rundown?
I am.
We are going to start with
Hope you got
Marvel,
some
though.
fun ones for me.
Yes, the first one we've talked about before, and this is not official yet, but it is
Okay.
from Daniel RPK. The Russo brothers are reportedly working on another Avengers film beyond Secret Wars.
Right, yeah, I think you did bring that up before. And I keep getting confused about all of these projects that they're talking about that's supposed to happen after Secret Wars. And on one hand, I keep hearing rumors that Secret Wars is going to cause like a soft reboot and they're going to kind of like restart part of the MCU. But on the other hand, I keep hearing about all of these other projects that seem like they're continuing in the same MCU. So I don't know how much or if any of it is going to get the reboot.
Yeah. As far as we know, them saying a soft reboot might just be some, actors being
Yeah.
recast in
Maybe
certain
just
roles.
that could be, yeah. But
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Exactly. And then also, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is officially swinging back into the MCU for Secret Wars.
Of course he is. I had no
Yeah.
doubt about that.
I think to the surprise of nobody. No
Yeah.
Way Home made $1 billion something, and
Of
we knew
course.
he was coming back. We know Andrew Garfield's coming back. I don't think anyone is surprised.
Oh
by
no,
that.
he's already going to be going. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not in it.
I'm not in anything. No, not at all.
My favorite is they had asked oh my gosh, what's her name that played Gwen Stacy in
Emma
the Amazing
Stone.
Spider-Man movie? Emma Stone. They had asked her, so did he tell you? Did you know? No, even I didn't know. I'm like, okay, that's pretty damn good that he even had her convinced.
That's
Okay,
he's an actor.
come on. Are you in the movie? No.
No, I've been working on the social.
Social Network 2.
Yeah.
MySpace rises again.
But another Spider-Man little story. Spider-Man 5 is reportedly in development at Marvel Studios.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I figured, well, okay, we only know that it's a Spider-Man 5 reportedly in development. I wonder, is this still going to be Tom Holland or is he going to call it quits?
That is a good question.
Is this how they're going to introduce Miles?
You
Are
know,
they allowed to use Miles?
I think they might. Tom Holland has said he wants to get Miles into the MCU, as fast as he can. And, this could be Tom Holland's last Spider-Man movie. We don't know. We don't think he's in Doomsday because he wasn't on set. He wasn't announced at the thing. He still could be. We don't know. I'm assuming he'll be in Secret Wars, but he may be calling it quits. I mean, he's been Spider-Man for 10, 11 years now.
Oh yeah.
And, he it's not like he's not getting other projects. He's, in The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's new movie coming out in July too. He's going to have a big July.
I want to see that.
Me too. So it'll be interesting to see if he does stay on. I hope he does because I think he does a good job. But wouldn't blame him.
Same. I think he has become, I think, my favorite Spider-Man. Just watching him kind of grow into the role, and even going back to the way that he was in Civil War, I thought he was going to be annoying, but every time I watch his scenes, I'm just so impressed at how well he seems to get the character of Peter Parker. Like my favorite all-time scene in Civil War is when he's talking to Bucky and Sam, and they're looking like, there's not usually this much talking in a fight.
Yeah. And he
It's like,
catches,
yeah, that is
catches, oh, cool metal arm.
yes. It's like that right there. That is Peter Parker. That is Spider-Man.
And when they
Yeah,
say
he got the character down.
there's not this much talking while fighting. Oh, okay, sorry guys. So good. But we also got possible details on Black Panther 3. And this is from Alex Perez
Okay.
over at the Cosmic Circus.
Interesting.
Ryan Coogler wants to introduce mutants and supernatural connections to the ancestral plane that we've seen in the Black Panther movies.
I could see that. I could see them expanding on some of the more supernatural elements. I think that'd be a really cool addition to it because that's something that we got a little bit of in Eyes of Wakanda, and I think we could use more of that.
Yeah. Do you think the mutant in question is Storm?
Ooh, I don't know. Good point. Maybe.
I want as soon as I read that he did say mutants, so it could be more. But my first thought was, oh, it's Storm. But we will have to see. And then it's going to feature a coming of age story with a heavy emphasis on legacy and what it means for T'Challa too to inherit the title of Black Panther.
Okay. Very interesting.
Once again, it will be post Secret Wars. And that does not sound like a soft reboot to me.
No, it does not. It sounds like they're continuing with the same storyline that they were going with before. That's why I said, like, the more I hear about all of these, like, upcoming movies and projects and everything, the less it sounds like they are restarting any part of the MCU. I don't know if it could be the only thing that they do is sort of reset some of the decisions that were made in Endgame or something, and maybe that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Bring back Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Bring back, some of the original characters. Bring back, make sure that Wanda is definitely alive again or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
It might be that that's what they're going to use it for. Like they're so afraid to lose these favorite characters. Maybe they feel, okay, we need to do some sort of event movie that we can use as an excuse that, okay, they're back now. Don't yell at us. Nobody dies.
All these multiverses came into one, and this is a Wanda from a different one that looks like the one from the 616, but we're not breaking anything.
Oh, yeah. We're just adding more.
Yes.
Which, I tell you what, if that is how they introduce the mutants by just merging their worlds, I wouldn't be opposed because especially if they keep all the original storylines, that's the thing that I know that sounds like such a nitpick, but one of the things I've been so worried about is them changing Magneto's story. And I think it's his story specifically that has some of the most impact on the entire X-Men storyline. The fact that he was in Auschwitz, the fact that he was a prisoner in a Nazi camp, and if you try to modernize the X-Men and bump everything up into like modern day, I just don't know that his story would work as well anymore. Like you'd really have to make some wild swings to try and like restructure. Like they were able to move Iron Man's story out of the Vietnam War into the War on Terror, but that didn't have as huge of an impact on his character as it would on the X-Men, I think.
No, it would.
So
it was a lot
yeah,
different.
if they just suddenly bring him in, and then that's also what causes all of the mutant hatred. I mean, because what better of a reason would people have? Like, oh, all these people with superpowers are suddenly appearing out of nowhere, and they weren't here before. Like, what the hell is this?
And in another little rumor, this one also from Alex Perez at the Cosmic Circus, making
Okay.
me think a soft reboot really isn't coming. A sequel to Thunderbolts is reportedly in the works at Marvel
I saw
Studios.
that. Hey, okay, fine. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Definitely would see more. And then
Oh
finally,
yeah.
on the Marvel side, Doctor Strange 3 is reportedly on the back burner at Marvel Studios. This was also Alex Perez.
I am a little. I know a lot of people did not like um Doctor Strange 2. I did. That
I
was
did too.
probably one of my favorite, most recent MCU movies. It was weird, and I think that's what I liked most about it. Yes, could we have used more alternate realities? Is that what I thought they were going to give us? Totally. I would still love to see like an extended director's cut version of that movie with even more weirdness, but I think for what we got in the length of a movie, it was pretty darn good. So
Agreed.
the fact that Doctor Strange 3 is on the back burner, I'm a little sad about that because I think this is again Disney Marvel losing kind of thinking, "Oh, well, it didn't do good. Okay. I guess we can't do any more Doctor
Well,
Strange." It just
Multiverse of
reminds me
Madness
of
did
like,
great at the box office. It
"Oh,
made almost
did?
a
Okay.
billion, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then
what I think may
what
be
is happening
happening
here?"
here with the post-credit scene from Multiverse of Madness, where
Mm-hmm.
Clea shows up and says, "There's an incursion going on here. Help me fix it." I think it was originally intended to be out before Secret Wars. And for whatever
Oh,
reason, maybe they
I
couldn't get the
see.
right script together. And so they couldn't get it out before Secret Wars. So they're just like, okay, we're going to make another Doctor Strange movie. It's not going to be about incursions and stuff. Maybe they'll work that into Doomsday. And so that just got pushed back a little bit so they can figure out what it's going to be.
How funny and sad would it be if the Doctor Strange movie was somehow reliant on the Blade movie that never got put together?
That would be crazy. That would explain a lot.
Because I mean, I could see two magical related, worlds come to like I could see Doctor Strange making an appearance or having something to do with, Blade and the vampires and everything. And the fact that they never got that movie off the ground, uh, I almost wonder if like they're thinking, well, we can't do Doctor Strange because it relies on this scene that would have been in Blade, and that movie isn't made yet. So cavalcade of dominoes all falling, and
It's very possible because when they do line things up, that, oh man, we need this because we also know
hmm.
one of the reasons Ned was wielding the magic in No Way Home to go through those dimensions is because America Chavez was supposed to be in No Way Home doing that. But because Doctor Strange
Oh,
got pushed back and Spider Man got moved up, they couldn't have her show up when she wasn't. So Ned became
okay.
so it's
I
fun.
actually didn't know that. Very interesting.
Yeah. Now we are moving on to some DC news. A lot of it
Okay.
is
All right.
animation, but according to John Campea, he says the DCU Batman has been cast and that he knows the name. I'm not going to say it right now,
Hmm.
but I will say this. It's not a name I would have guessed.
All right.
And a bunch of reports then came out after that saying Tom Brittney has reportedly been cast as James Gunn's DCU Batman. And the funny, I have not seen anything Tom Brittney has been in, but he was also up for the role of Superman.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So I saw that and I'm like, okay, they must have, maybe they liked him a
Yeah.
lot. And they
So he must
thought,
have auditioned, and maybe they thought, you know what, you don't fit as Superman, but you seem like somebody who would definitely snap someone's neck. So,
you look like you'd beat the living crap out of somebody. Oh, yeah, yeah, I'd love
right.
to. You're Batman.
Oh, yeah, in a movie. That's what you meant. Okay.
Yes, in a movie.
Yes, I wasn't going to beat the crap out of somebody in the hall.
And now we got a ton of DC animated projects. There was an
Oh,
animation con over the weekend. I can't remember what it was, and we got a lot of
nice.
information. We're going to start with Mr. Miracle. So they did show
I'm looking forward
concept.
to this.
Yeah, me too. They showed concept art of Scott Free, who is Mr. Miracle, Big Barda,
Hmm.
Orion, the High Father, Granny Goodness, and Darkseid.
Oh, yes. That is so cool.
And the best part is the animation resembles the art of the comic almost 1-to-1.
Really?
Yes, which that was another
Hmm.
Tom King thing. And Tom King
Okay.
said Scott Free is the son of God raised by the devil. Because he was raised
Yeah.
on Apocalypse with
Yeah.
Darkseid. So yeah, man,
That fits. That makes sense.
is
Oh,
set.
I really hope they get a good voice actor for Apocalypse because that can be really hit or
You
miss
mean Darkseid?
sometimes. Yeah, sorry. Dark Side, that's what I meant, yes.
Apocalypse is a Marvel villain. They live. It's confusing.
He lives on Apocalypse,
Yes,
but not spelled the same. Yes.
yes, and it is set in the DCU and it's animated by Titmouse, who I meant to look up what else they had done.
Oh, they did Venture Brothers.
Oh, fantastic!
Yep.
Awesome. That is cool. And the Mr. Miracle cast will reprise their roles in live action in the DCU, according to Tom King. So that is awesome. We've heard that.
Nice.
So that does mean we will know who is playing Darkseid in the DCU as soon as we get more information about Mr. Miracle series.
I just went to go look it up, and oh my God, they've done so many things. I thought, like, I knew them from the Venture Bros because I remember at the end of every episode, they'd show the little Titmus logo. I didn't realize how much stuff they did. This list is huge. Holy crap, they have been a part of so much stuff I haven't even heard of. Cleopatra in space, what even is that?
I've never heard of it.
Right? But yeah, a lot of very famous things that I have seen. They worked on Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. Good hands then.
And then we also got some new details on Creature Commando Season 2.
Yes.
And the new team, Kalis, King Shark, and Nosferetta have joined the team. The Bride is going to be leading the team.
That fits.
Yep. G.I. Robot will have a really strong and emotional character arc this season, killing
Even
Nazis.
more so than he already did?
That's
Wow,
what this says,
okay.
yeah. It
Hey,
says,
you know what? If you remember when those episodes aired, he kind of became like the unofficial mascot of TikTok for a while. Everybody is like posting GIFs and videos and changing their avatars to pictures of him. He became such a popular character because of his appearance in Creature Commandos.
yep. And
So
because he was,
clearly the writers and directors know what they're doing. This is what the people want,
that
and
sounds
I'm all
like
for
what
it.
a Nazi would say. Sean Gunn did such a great job
Oh
voicing him.
boy.
But Nosferetta's final design is inspired by Charlie XCX's looks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then her relationship with the bride is described as contentious, serving as the opposite of the bride's dynamic with Nina from last season.
Oh, huh. So, interesting. Nosferatu, and I assume she would be like the vampire queen then.
Yes,
Okay, all right.
sounds
Interesting.
like it. And then they also announced 3 new animated series.
Mm-hmm.
Joker Laughed Riot, which is an
Which that's
anime.
that anime, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Where the Joker is looking for the person who killed Batman because he's mad that someone killed his arch nemesis.
And that is exactly what Joker would do.
Oh,
I
100%.
mean, I still remember that one scene from Harley Quinn, I think it was like season 1 or season 2, where Sandman unmasks Batman, and he's like, "Why would you do that? The fun part of it is the not knowing. It's the chase, this thing we have." And he immediately kills or Scarecrow, not Sandman, Scarecrow over it. And I'm just like, yeah, that is exactly how Joker. So when they announced this anime and saying that, yeah, he's gonna hunt down the person who killed Batman, and it's like, yeah, that is exactly what he would do. Like, he's obsessed with Batman. It's his whole thing. Everything he does is to like get Batman's attention.
And then, of course, there's going to be a crypto cartoon, which might
Which,
be
okay,
for the kids. Might be, more
Yeah,
kid
I was gonna say,
friendly.
like, I don't know that I'm gonna watch that. I don't know that that would, unless we decide that that's something we need to review. I don't really know.
We'll have to know more about it, yeah, before we can make that
Exactly.
decision.
Yeah.
Because if it's a
Yeah.
kid's show, we're good.
Yeah.
I might
Exactly.
watch it with my son, but we don't need to talk about it here.
So,
And
so
then
you're telling me, Keith, that we are not going to review Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, the 3D kids animated Disney X or whatever cartoon?
yeah, we're gonna watch it and cover it all. And Iron Man
Okay,
and
good.
his Iron Man's armored friends or whatever. We're doing that
Oh
too.
God, I haven't heard of that. Oh
You
no.
don't have a 10-year-old in your house.
No, I do not.
And then finally, this is the one that made me very happy. They are making an absolute Batman animated series. And the writer of the
Absolute?
comic, oh yeah, the writer of the comics, Scott Snyder, who is a tremendous Batman writer,
Oh yes.
will be the showrunner for the animated series too.
There you go. Somebody familiar with the comic. Huh.
He's probably going to come out and say, I didn't really read the comic before I did this.
That would be the funniest thing.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, this is actually my first time writing for a superhero. Batman, he's a superhero, right?
I haven't read any of his comics. I didn't want to know anything about him before I had my take on him.
Now, he's the one that has heat vision, right?
He's the guy who kills
So-
everybody, right?
All right. Now, in this scene, this is where Batman is going to get the famous pistol that we've decided was passed down in his family, and that's what he's going to use to hunt down all of his enemies. What do you mean Batman doesn't like guns? What?
Who's this who? But now getting back to the writer of Supergirl that we were talking about a while ago,
Mhm.
Anna Noguera, on her Wonder Woman and Teen Titans scripts for the DCU. She says, oh, they're so early. They're in very different stages. I'll say that. They're all just great characters, and I can't believe I get to figure out what I would do with them the same way we did with Kara and Supergirl. But it's still early days on both.
Well, I hope the box office return for Supergirl helps kind of trigger something in her mind where maybe you shouldn't do them so different. Maybe pick up one of the comic books.
If you're going to not want to be influenced by a comic, don't make it so much like the comic.
Can we hire the guy that they brought on to suggest those comics for Punisher? Can we find who
yes.
this guy is and just like hire him to be the comic book guru and be like, oh, you're about to play this character? Oh, you're about to write this movie or this show? Here you go. Read these. No, not those. Don't Google top Wonder Woman comics.
But the thing is, they got it right to what base off for Supergirl. They just did a bad job of it. So I hope it wasn't her fault for what happened to Supergirl. But if it was, I hope they get her off these scripts or have someone come in and help her.
Same.
She hasn't had a lot. This is her first, Supergirl was her first feature film she wrote.
Oh, okay.
So,
Right.
Dave was talking in the Slack channel the other day, basically, hey, maybe she's working up and getting better. First
Yeah, that
script
could very
isn't
well
going
be.
to be as good as their 10th script or whatever.
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed, she's building it up and getting a better job. Maybe even getting learning some things from James Gunn on script writing. And
Also, I'm going to give it this. If her Wonder Woman script is at least better than Wonder Woman 84, that is honestly at this point, that would be good enough for me.
that is setting a low bar, but I agree with you
Hey.
100%. As long, yeah. Oh man, that was on the other night again. I was flipping through the channels before I was going to bed, and I'm like, Wonder Woman 84. I just turned off the TV and went to bed. I'm like, you know what?
I'm surprised any station would offer like, okay, so we've got an empty slot here. What movie can we fit in? Well, actually, that is the perfect time. We can do Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, just put up the color bars. We're good.
They're probably like, you know what? A lot of people probably haven't seen it in a while, forgot how bad it was. Maybe they'll be like, was it as bad as I thought? I better turn it on. It is. And those TV execs just, yeah, we got that ad money. But
I was watching somebody's YouTube video recently within like the past month or so, and they were doing like a re-review of Wonder Woman 84. Oh yeah, it's a YouTube channel by the name of The Gold Man. So he did like Wonder Woman 84 like 5 years later or something like that, or 6 years later. And so he's like, sitting down. So it's been a while since I watched it. I really originally watched it, when it streamed. And he said, so I just wanted to see if it was still as bad in my mind as I thought it was. And he did like a really in-depth breakdown, like scene by scene, all the characters, all their decisions, why none of it made any sense. I'm just like, yes, this guy gets it. And I thought about how annoying all of my rants have been with you guys.
they haven't been annoying at all because they've been accurate. If it would have been a rant and you were going off topic and saying weird things, then maybe. But you are absolutely right on your
Absolutely.
Wonder Woman 84 stuff.
But I assume you have something better for us now.
Well, this is the final thing for tonight. I don't know if it's better,
Okay.
but I have a theory on it that I think would be cool.
Ooh. Okay.
So, this is according to the Wrap. An individual with knowledge said that DC is prioritizing a Bane Deathstroke movie, but the project doesn't have a director or cast lined up yet. We've heard rumors about this before, that they were doing this. And with the knowledge that we got earlier that the DCU Batman has been cast, what if the Batman is in this movie? And this is from the villain's point of view and not Batman's.
So sick. I mean, okay. I know this is going to sound weird, but I will say in the original David Ayer, I think that's his name, Suicide Squad, that scene where we're actually watching from Joker and Harley Quinn's perspective as Batman lands on top of the car, that was actually pretty good. I did enjoy that. So yeah, and that's saying a lot because that entire movie was trash, but that was a pretty decent scene. And yeah, if you're right, that's a cool theory. I like that. I would like to see that, just like a day in the life, like some Batman villains, and they're plotting, whatever their next thing is, and then all of a sudden, like, what is that noise? Did I just hear glass break? Ah, shit, it's the Bat.
Yeah. Was that the Bat? Oh, it couldn't have been. He has no idea what our plans are. And then he swoops in and beats him up like, of course I did. You left these clues. Oh my God, we're so dumb.
All of a sudden we just see punk, and then eyes open. What? Realizes he was just knocked out by Batman.
There's a batarang next to him. And he's just like, stupid Batman. Here comes Commissioner Gordon. But that's all we got.
Why do you always break all of our bones? You didn't do that to Joker.
That is all we got for tonight. We only got 2 people on Twitch, so maybe we won't raid anybody tonight.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
We do love everybody came out. Thespian Palpatine, thanks for jumping in the chat. TYC21, Brian on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We will be back Thursday. Talk the first 3 episodes of season 2 of X-Men 97.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I know, me too. That's so good. And then we'll be back next Monday talking House of the Dragon, episode 3. We got a lot going on. We hope you'll come back and join us. And if you haven't already and you like, go ahead.
Have you started watching Avatar season 2 yet on Netflix?
Not. Have you? Should we not do it?
It's not good.
Not cover it?
It's not good.
I was worried about that. I saw that it was made and like the kid playing Avatar is taller than.
Yeah, and then they have to like do a joke about it, like, "Oh boy, you're sprouting like a beanstalk." Yeah, not that we just took like 3 years in between seasons.
Oh dear God. Yes, so we'll only be covering X-Men 97 on Thursday. I don't think how many episodes is it? 8 again?
8, yeah.
I don't think I need to watch 8 episodes of that again. I really, if I had more time, I would happily do it, but man, that just doesn't seem like something we should do. But for the rest of you, If you like what we do, please do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, comment. It's free to you and it helps our small channel out tremendously. But leave your comments down below and we will see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.
Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.